السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. How's everyone doing? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. رب زدني علما، رب زدني علما، رب زدني علما. اللهم فقهنا في الدين، اللهم فقهنا في الدين، اللهم فقهنا في الدين. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. Okay, so let's begin. Inshallah, repeat after me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أو كصيب من السماء أو كصيب من السماء فيه ظلمات فيه ظلمات ورعد وبرق فيه ظلمات ورعد وبرق يجعلون أصابعهم في آذانهم يجعلون أصابعهم في آذانهم في آذانهم من الصواعق حذر الموت من الصواعق حذر الموت. أو كصيب من السماء فيه ظلمات ورعد وبرق. يجعلون أصابعهم في آذانهم من الصواعق حذر الموت. أو كصيب من السماء فيه ظلمات ورعد وبرق. يجعلون أصابعهم في آذانهم من الصواعق حذر الموت. والله محيط بالكافرين. والله محيط بالكافرين. والله محيط بالكافرين. Good job, mashallah. Hopefully you guys were reciting behind me. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Alright, now inshallah, without wasting any further time, let's begin on, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Let's begin on the analysis, inshallah. أو كصيب من السماء. On أو over here, what What rule are we doing over here? On O. Yes. Good job, mashallah. We're doing lean, right? So we're doing the wow sukoon lean, right? You guys, good job, mashallah. You already a step ahead. Wow lean. So you're doing the wow sukoon lean. And what do we do with our mouth over here? Yes. Good job, mashallah. We round our mouth. So make sure that you round your mouth when you're saying it, right? Ow, right? And also, alif with anything on top of it is equal to hamza, right? So the alif over here, you need to make sure that you have that hamza sound in there. Ow, right? Really have that from the bottom of your throat, inshallah. كَصَيِّبٍ, the sad, what is sad from? Sad is from huruf tafkhim. Yes, good job, mashallah. It's from huruf tafkhim. So you need to make sure that you have a full mouth when you're saying, right? كَصَيِّبٍ. Also make sure you have that landing on that ya very clear, right? Soy, right? Why? Because there's a tajdeed on that ya. So كَصَيِّبٍ, right? And then on bim, there's on the ba, there's a kasratain, right? And then there's a meme tashdid. So you need to make sure that you extend, right? كَصَيِّبٍ كَصَيِّبٍ with the meme tashdid, right? Inshallah. Yes, correct and extend. Very good job, mashallah. مِنَ السَّمَاء. On sama over here, what type of mud is this? What type of mud do we have on sama? Yes. Good job, mashallah. We have madde muttasil, right? Madde muttasil, and that is how many harakas? 4 to 6 harakas, right? So make sure that you extend it 4 to 6 harakas, inshallah. Hamza again is over here, so you need to make sure that you have it from the bottom of your throat, right? Fihi, the ha is from the bottom of your throat. Also make sure not the ha but the ha, right? Pronounce it that way. Volumatun, over here on the va over here, what is va from? Yes, it's a tafkhim letter, right? It's from huruf tafkhim, so you need to make sure that you have that full mouth, right? And then mim has what on it? Mim has alif maqsura on it, right? So you need to make sure that you extend the mim 2 harakas, right? And when you're connecting volumatun, the ta with the wow, you make sure you have that idgham, right? Idgham bil ghunna in there. Say volumatun, right? Have that ghunna in there, inshallah. Wa ra'dun, the same thing with the dum there, inshallah. And then ayn on ra'dun, where is ayn from in your throat again? Yes. Good job, mashallah. It's from the middle of your throat, so you need to make sure that you pronounce it ra, right? Not ra, right? Make sure that you have that ayn from the middle of your throat. And also further on, you need to make sure that you have that, because the ra has a fatha on it, not pronounce the ra with an empty mouth. Make that full mouth, inshallah. Wabarq, on the ra in the barq also, you need to make sure, is it gonna be empty mouth or full mouth? Yes. Good job, mashallah. It's gonna be full mouth, right? And following it is qaf, right? So you need to make sure that you have full mouth there. And ra, we're having full mouth, you all know why, because ba has a fatha on top of it. So whenever there's a ra sukoon that is followed or preceded, the ra sukoon is following the letter before that has a fatha on it, then you need to make sure that the ra sukoon has a full mouth on it, inshallah. Yaj'aluna, jim is from what? Huruf qalqala, yes. Good job, mashallah. Huruf qalqala, so you need to make sure that you bounce on the jim there. Ayn is from huruf halaqi, right? And it's from the middle of your throat. Yes. Good job, mashallah. So make sure that you focus on those 2 things. Extend on the wow, right? Where there's a wow sukoon in between yaj'aluna, right? Not yaj'aluna, but yaj'aluna. And then asabi'ahum, The Hamza again with alif and with anything on top of it is equal to Hamza, so that make sure that you have that Hamza sound over there. The Sad is from huruf al-tafkhim again, so you need to make sure that you have a full mouth there. There is also a alif maqsoora on the Sad, and we discussed we need to make sure that whenever we have alif maqsoora, we have how many harakats extension? 2 harakats, right? So make sure that you extend that 2 harakats. Ain is from the middle of your throat. Ha is from the bottom of your throat. Make sure you focus on those 2 things. Fi, on fi, what type of mad is this? Mad muttasil or mad munfasil? I'm getting a variation in answers. It's mad munfasil, right? Why? Because the hamza is in the separate word, right? It's detached, right? It's not attached. Attached, double T, muttasil. Not attached or not joined is munfasil. So just remember, you keep that in mind. The double T or the attached, right? Muttasil. Alright, so make sure that you have fi 3 to 5 harakas, inshallah. Then make sure that you extend the hamza there, right? Because there's the harf mad in front of it, right? And also the dha you need to extend there. Why? Because there's harf mad in front of that too. So make sure that you extend on both a and dha. And dha is from, what type of dha is this? Is this the tongue dha or is it the bazindi zai? Yes, good job, mashallah. It's the tongue dha. So you need to make sure that you pronounce it with your tongue and between the 2 sets of your teeth, inshallah. Make sure you extend on adhanihim, right? The meme tashdid and the meme with meme merging. So it's adhanihim. Make sure you extend them. And then minas sawa'iqi, the noon and sa, make sure you connect them. Don't get confused with anything in between, right? Sad is from huruf tafkhim, so you need to make sure that you have that full mouth. Waw has a alif maqsoora on it. Make sure that you extend. Ain is from the middle of your throat, right? Qaf is from huruf tafkhim. Ha is from where in your throat? Middle. Yes, good job, mashallah. Make sure that you have that strong ha there. Dha, again, we're having the tongue dha over here. Ra has a fatha on it, so full mouth. And don't get confused with the alif and the alif in between the ra and the lam. Lam has a sukoon on it, so you need to connect hadha wal mouth, inshallah. Mouth, we're having lean again over here, right? So you need to make sure you round your mouth. Why? Because it's a waw sukoon lean, right? Waw sukoon lean, you round your mouth. Ya sukoon, you smile. Wallahu muhiqun bil kafirin. On Allah, the Lam Jalalah, make sure that you have it full mouth, right? Why? Because waw has a fatha on it. Muhiqum, the ta is from huruf tafkhim, so you need to be sure it's full mouth. Make sure you say muhiqum, have that meme sound in there, club, inshallah. Bil kafirin, make sure you extend the kaf, because there's the alif maqsoora on there, and then the ya sukoon when we're ending the ayah. Inshallah, let's end for this week. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. How is everyone doing? Alhamdulillah, I'm doing good too. Alhamdulillah. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى اللهم آتنا أفضل ما تؤتي عبادك الصالحين آمين. So we were on ayah number 11, inshallah. that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told regarding those people who are hypocrite. What kind of things, what kind of actions they do. وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ, and when it was said for them, لَا تُفْسِدُوا, you do not do fasad, you do not do corruption, fil ard, in the earth. What do they say? قالوا, they said, إِنَّمَا, indeed, that not, نَحْنُ, we, muslihun, are the peacemakers, the ones who reform. So we did part of this ayah, and part of it we did not complete, so inshallah we are going to complete it. As we learned regarding the fasad, what did we learn? That when they are told that not to do fasad, not to do mischief in the earth, and we learned that there are two kinds of fasad. What is the physical fasad? How? By disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When people disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what happens? When they break promises with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what happens? They get drought, they get famine, they get the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So as I told you the example, that when people did not believe, like Fir'aun, he did not believe in Musa alayhi salam, what happened? They were seized, Fir'aun and his people, they were seized with drought. And the same way, the people of Makkah, when they denied Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they also had the famine, and they were punished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So because of their sins, they were being punished, and they had famine, and they had lack of provision. So the one kind of fasad was disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, breaking promises with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the second thing is disobeying Allah in such a way that doing fasad among the dwellers of the earth, means harming people, lying to people, cheating people, hurting people, breaking promises. So that would do what? That will ruin the relationship among the people, and that will cause fasad. So the hypocrites, they are doing what kind of? Both the fasad. Remember, when they speak, they lie. When they promise, they break their promise. Or when they are trusted with something, they break their trust. So these people, the hypocrites, they are doing fasad among the dwellers of the earth as well. They are breaking promises with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also. They are deceiving, they are trying to deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they cannot, but they are trying. And they are trying very hard. And they are trying also to deceive the mu'mineen, the believers. So they are doing both kind of fasad. But when they are told, to not do fasad on the earth, what do they say? قالوا, they said, what did they say? إنما نحن مصلحون, we are peacemaker. Innama over here, inna and ma. Inna means indeed, right? And ma is extra. And extra words usually they don't carry their literal meaning in the context, but they have a purpose. Alright? And what is the purpose? One thing that's said about it is that the person is emphasis. It's an emphasis. So innama, the ma is for emphasis. And the other purpose is also a purpose of hasr. What is hasr? What does it mean by hasr? Hasr means to constrict, to confine, to limit. So this innama, what does it mean? It means indeed their reality is the only one. So innama this is the only reality. This is the only truth. Nothing else. So what do they say? إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ. We muslihun, are the peacemakers, are the ones who make reform. So muslihun, let's look at the word. Muslihun comes from the root word صاد لام ha. صاد لام ha. And muslih is the singular of it. What is muslihun? Is the plural of muslih. And muslih means what? The one who does islah. The one who makes peace, who reform. And islah is from salah. Is when something is right and proper, when something is correct as it should be. And islah is to put things in their right manner, to put things right. After, like for example, if they are being corrupted or they are being, wronged. So islah is after the things are being corrupted, to correct them, to make them right, to fix them, to repair them, to improve them. So hypocrites, they don't perceive the reality of their deeds. They think whatever wrong actions they're doing, whatever fasad they're doing is actually good. They are actually doing it for islah. They think that the bad things that they are doing are equal to the good, doing good, because they don't perceive correctly. So for example, sometime they will tell, let's say for example, as you see, there are sometimes people are sad, let's say people are sitting and they're sad. So this person, hypocrite, might come up and start lying as a joke. And he would lie and make people laugh with their lies. And they will say that, see, we're not doing fasad. We are actually doing good. Why? Because we are making people laugh by our lies. So we are actually making a reform. We are doing good job. We are doing good deed. No, they're not. They're lying, and that's not a good thing, right? So the same way, let's say for example, some people you see, on the freedom for the women, what do they say? They say, okay, we don't have to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the women should not cover herself, should not obey Allah, should take off her hijab. Why? Because she is free. That's not right. That's disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? But what do they say? No, we want freedom for women. And because we want freedom for women, we are doing this. A woman should also go to work, and she has to go to work. She should be forced to go to work. Why? Because she is equal to the man. If she does not go to work, she would not be equal to men. So we want equality of men and women. Even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made responsible who? The man has, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made men responsible for earning money. Right? The women, if she chooses, she can choose to stay home and take care of her home. She doesn't have to take two burdens on her. If she can easily do it, she can do it. But she should not be forced just for the equality. But what do they say? They portray the wrong thing as freedom, as equality. Disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a good thing. So what is it? These people, as you know, they are not perceiving. So they are saying that they're claiming that all the wrong actions that they're doing are actually for the reform, for the peace, for the good cause. Rather, it is not. Then also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I'll give you example in Surah Al-Kahf regarding this kind of behavior. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Kahf, ayah number 103 and 104, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هل ننبئكم بالأخسرين أعمالا الذين ضل سعيهم في الحياة الدنيا وهم يحسبون أنهم يحسنون صنعا. It's a very, very important ayah. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say here? Should we tell you the worst kind of losers relating to their deeds? Imagine, what is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling? Those people who are doing actions, but they are big losers. They're losing big time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, should we tell you the worst kind of losers relating to their deeds? Those whose all efforts in this worldly life had gone astray from the right way. They went astray from the right way. But all along they were under the delusion. They were under the delusion that they were doing good deeds. They thought that they are doing good deeds. They did so much effort. They strived, but they were striving in the wrong, in the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But they were thinking they were right. They were thinking that they are doing a good deed. They're doing good. See, I gave you examples. 3 examples I gave you. One person who is lying and making up lies and everything to make people laugh. But he is doing a wrong thing. But he is saying, I'm doing a reform. I'm being a peacemaker. You know, the same way there are a lot of, organizations. People are doing a lot of, say, oh, this is freedom for women. The women should be allowed, to, na'udhu billah, not wear proper dressing. To have freedom. Or putting more burden on the women and saying, no, women should be also going out to work. While she doesn't have to. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it easy on her. Even her husband earns the money, she has the right on that money. But they say, no, we have to make them equal. So they're same kind of things, and there can be a lot of different examples in our life that we need to see. So what do? They call themselves the peacemaker. They say they're doing reform, they're doing a good thing. But they are actually doing wrong, and all their efforts will go away. So now, let's analyze what kind of people suffer the most in this regard. Those people whose actions are limited to the life of this dunya. If you really look into these examples, what are these people thinking about? They are thinking only in this worldly life. They think the loss of this world is the major loss. Like for example, if a woman is covered and it's a little bit hot out there, what happens? People will tell her, oh, aren't you so hot? Why are you covering so much? You're so much covered. Wouldn't it be better off if you're not? No. Why? Because this woman, she knows. She is obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And whatever hardship in the dunya she is facing, this life of dunya is going to end very soon. And in the akhirah, she will inshallah enter in Jannah, where she will never suffer hot weather. Yes, and yes, very good, Maryam. The hellfire, the heat in the hellfire is much worse than the heat in the dunya. So that's the thing she is aware of. So she's not going to sell her akhirah for the little bit of comfort of the dunya. She will say, okay, no problem. If I have to face a little bit of heat, no problem. But I don't want to end up in Jahannam. So, but these people, what would they do? Their major goal is only dunya. They are only thinking about the benefit of dunya. And this was the same problem that was there for who? For what kind of people? For the people who are, only, like people in Mecca. What were they doing? They were doing the same thing, in Medina, I'm sorry. The people in Medina, they were, some of them, when they believed, they wanted just the benefit of dunya. They just wanted the benefit of this dunya. They wanted to get in the group of Muslims. Why? Because they were getting the victory. They were getting the wealth. So they just want the worldly thing. And that was their problem. Their belief in Akhirah was not right. So these people, they are striving for dunya only. If they get good in the dunya, they are happy. If they cannot even think about getting a little bit of hardship in the dunya, and then dying and receiving actually goodness and reward of the akhirah. So that's the problem with them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the next ayah, Ala innahum humul mufsidun walakin la yash'urun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says Ala, and Ala is actually harf tanbih. Ala means be aware. Be aware. Innahum, indeed they, humul mufsiduna, they only, al mufsidun, are the people, are those who do mischief. Walakin, but, la, do not, yash'urun, they perceive. Means they don't perceive. They don't perceive. So Allah, let's look at the word. Allah, it is used to, to alert. When it is actually coming in the beginning of a sentence, it is used to alert the listeners. It's like exclamation. Like for example, sometime you are, talking to somebody, or you're writing something, and you're about to say something important. You want to emphasize on something. What would you do? You will capitalize the letter, and then you might highlight it or change the color, and you will end it with a lot of exclamation mark, things like that. But in Arabic, all you have to do is begin the sentence with Allah. So be aware. And it is used when an Allah is used, one is exclamation mark, it's kind of like for exclamation it is said, and also it shows the authenticity of that which is mentioned afterwards. Means that is true. So unquestionable. Allah, innahum, indeed they, humul mufsidun. Now over here you see hum is repeated for the emphasis. What does it mean? Means they are the only ones who are. Means they are definitely al mufsidun. They are the people who do fasad. They are the one who are doing corruption, mischief. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that they are indeed those who are the people, the ones who do corruption, those who do corruption. وَلَكِنْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ. But they do not perceive. They do not have sha'ur. And remember I told you about the root words on the mufsidun, very well, and yash'urun also. The yash'urun, sheen, ayn, ra is the root word. So they do not perceive. They do not realize. They don't look into the reality. They don't understand the reality of the things that they're doing, and they are doing mischief and thinking that they are doing good. So we will conclude here inshallah with that. I will suggest that all of you should think about all those things that we are doing in our life. What are the things that we are doing for this world, and those things that we are doing for this world, are those complying with the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or not? Whatever we are doing in our life, we need to see. It's a big lesson here. We need to start perceiving. We need to start thinking about the actions that we are doing. What is our intention behind it? Are we doing it for the dunya, or are we doing it for akhirah? So remember one thing, that always think, always perceive, always use your sha'ur. Whatever you're doing in this life, do it for the sake of Allah. Do it and remember what are you going to gain in the dunya and what are you going to gain in akhirah. And always choose the best for the akhirah, inshallah. And Allah, inshallah, when you make Allah happy, then Allah will give you the good thing in the dunya and akhirah, inshallah, both. Now, this will be your homework also, that I want all of you to perceive regarding your own personal life. You don't have to share it with other people, but do it and think about your own personal life and your decisions, inshallah. So we will conclude here. وَآخِرُ دَعْوَانَا أَنِ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ سُبْحَانَكَ اللَّهُمَّ وَبِحَمْدِكَ نَشْهَدُ أَنْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ نستغفرك ونتوب إليك ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله وبركاته. How are all of you? Okay, good, alhamdulillah. I know, inshallah, what we're going to do today, I know you guys are probably very excited because we're going to, inshallah, start the new lesson. But before I start, we'll say the dua, so you all can get out your lesson 4 from book 2. So, نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to start a new lesson. So what I want you guys to do is just think about all the things we've done, right? And make sure that you are completely 100% clear with all the pronouns, with huwa and hiya, with all those little rules, because today we're going to learn a lot of new things in this lesson. So inshallah, we'll start. This is ad-darsul rabi'. Ad-darsul rabi' is the lesson 4. Exactly. So ad-darsul rabi' is lesson 4. Okay, so you guys can probably already see the things that we're going to learn, and those are in the box, and there's a little bit more than just this. So let's go to the box first, and then we'll read the sentences and see what else is new. So yeah, you guys probably can already tell what's new in this box. In this box we see 2 lines of things. So I think we're going to learn 2 new things, 2 new words today, 2 new phrases. Let's see. So in this box is al-baytu, right? Al-baytu, but then what does it have after this? And we've seen this lots and lots of times, so I think this is going to seem familiar to you. So al-baytu, and what happened? Maybe you guys can type it in Arabic. What happened to this word? We'll read it together, and you guys tell me if you can figure out what this reminds you of, or what did you see happen to the word, or maybe you guys even can figure out what this means. So let's read it. Al-baytu. So first we see what kind of word this is. This is a definite word. This is a definite one because it has al in front of it. So let's see. Al-baytu turns into ilal bayti. Ilal bayti. Yeah, so I think I'm going to see that a lot of you guys can figure out what this means. Ila is the new word, right? Ila is the new word. So Underline it here, this new word, ilal bayti. And yes, you guys probably can notice what's after this. Ilal bayti. What happened to the bayt? What happened to the house? So we'll write, this means the house. What happened was, there's this kasra over here. So I want you guys to take a minute to think. What does this remind you of? Give me a word it reminds you of. What other words look like this? There's, how many have we learned so far? Have we learned two? We've learned two, right? Two words that do the same thing as this word, as the same thing as ila. So let's write them on the side. Okay, so number one, let's see. Number one, think about it and type it for me if you can think of the other words that do the same thing. Ilal bayti. What gives us this kasra? The kasra happens from, good, number one, from fi. So we can write fi over here. That was the first one we learned, or in the first book, fi. And in the second one, so this is number one. Number two. Another one we know so far is ala. Exactly. Ala is another word that does the same thing. That gives us this kasra on the word. Which word? Which word does it give the kasra to? Just to be very, very clear, it gives the kasra to the word coming after. So the kasra to the word after. Now we have another one. So now we're going to add a number 3 and we're going to add a number 4. So number 3 is ila. And I know I haven't told you what it means yet, but I think some of you guys can figure it out. Maybe you've heard this word before. It's a very short word, and it means to. So now we have another one of these words, and maybe you guys know in English that they're called prepositions. They're these little tiny words. Fi is in, ala is on, and now we have ila to. So when you say something like this, when you add ila to a word, ilal bayti, it becomes to the house. So now you guys can probably already think, what kinds of sentences are we going to make with this? We can say things like, someone's going to the house, ilal bayti. We can say someone's going to the masjid. And you guys can already figure that out. What is to the masjid going to sound like? Tell me if you can figure it out. Give me the whole entire thing, so I know you guys can get the rule right. Let's see. Ilal masjidi. Perfect. So ilal bayti, ilal masjidi. Anywhere, right? You're going to put some place after this. To whatever. Let's read the next one. So this is the first new word we learned. Ila is to. And I can write it on the side so we have a good list for us. Ila is to. So we have in, on, to. And the next one, al-masjidu. So let's look at the next one. Al-masjidu is the masjid, right? Easy one. Al-masjidu, the masjid, definite word, just a regular word. But then we want to say something else. We want to add something to it. So minal masjidi. Minal masjidi. So now look at this. The same thing happened. What happened? What did you notice? The masjid got a kasra. Perfect. Masjid got a kasra, and why? Why do you think this masjid got a kasra? What made it have the kasra? Before it was just regular al-masjidu, and now it's al-masjidi. Why is this? It's because of the min, right? Because of this min. So this min means from. This min is from. So now we have a fourth one. Min is from. And I think you guys have probably heard this one before, right? Because min sounds very common. We know it comes in the Quran. Maybe we've heard this. Minal jinni. Did you hear that at the end? Minal jinni. That kasra is just like minal masjidi. Or minal bayti, from the house, from the anything. So now we have a number 4. And this rule is going to seem very, very easy to you. Why? Because we've seen this before. From fi and ala. So min is from. Okay, wait, there's one thing that I haven't gone over yet. And you might notice that I wrote min on the right side of the board. On our list of different words with kasra, so fi, ala, ila, and min, the words that give kasra, I wrote min, right. I wrote this min with a sakin on the noon. I wrote a noon sakin, min. Why do you think when in the box, right? In the box it says mina, minal. Why do you think there's a fatha there when I just wrote min by itself on the right hand side of the board? Why do you think that happens? Maybe you guys can figure it out by saying it a couple times. I'll tell you that the word is min, right? This word is min, from. Why do you think I took away the sakin and put a fatha on it? Why do you think there's no more noon sakin? The reason is because I need to connect the word, right? Ilal bayti, minal masjidi. I need to connect it to the word. I need to connect it to this lam sakin. I can't have min al masjidi. When you say it all together, it's minal masjidi. So whenever, just think, just as a rule, make sure that you connect the right words and you put the right haraka on top. So whenever you see a min, it ends with the sakin usually, from, but when you want to connect it to the word after, make sure you take away that sukoon and put a fatha. So minal masjidi, minal bayti, or anything else you want to say. And usually those are going to have al after. Okay, so let's get started with the sentences in the lesson, and we'll see if there's anything else new. Because I think this part is very easy, right? The stuff in the box is easy stuff. You guys can check it off. So let's start with the first question. So we're going to have question answer here. The first question is, Aina abuka ya Hisham? Aina abuka ya Hisham? So we have this question. And the question means, Aina abuka, where is your father? Aina abuka, your father. Good, your father. Ya Hisham, oh Hisham. Okay, so just as a very, very quick review, because I don't want to spend too much time on this, I want to spend time on the new stuff in the lesson. What is the pronoun in this question, and what is the pronoun replacing? I'll give you guys a couple seconds to figure that out, because there's two questions, right? What is the pronoun, and what is the pronoun replacing? That's going to be an important thing in the lesson, pronouns. And they're always important, right? All of our lessons, we've had pronouns, pronouns, pronouns. Okay, good. The pronoun is ka. It's the ka. So let me circle it with a different color. Let's see. Let's circle it with blue. So our pronoun is ka, your. So the meaning is your. And it's replacing Hisham. Perfect. It's replacing Hisham. So I'll draw my arrow. This ka is replacing Hisham. Because why? We're talking to Hisham. Exactly. The ka pronoun is for the person that we are talking to. And we know we're talking to Hisham because he is our... Who is Hisham? What is the word Hisham? Ya Hisham. What do we call that person? We call that person the munada. Good. We call the person the munada. The person we're calling to. Ya Hisham. Oh Hisham. Okay. And our answer. So obviously Hisham is going to answer, right? Hisham is the person we're talking to. Hisham is going to answer to where is your father. So he's going to answer, where is his father? Kharaja minal bayti. Kharaja minal bayti. Okay, tell me what you know from the sentence. What can you figure out so far? What do you know the meaning of? If you can't figure out what all of it means, then don't write it, because I know there's one new word in here. But so far we know kharaja minal bayti. We know minal bayti. Perfect. We know minal bayti means from the house. Good. From the house. Okay. So now there's something very, very important that we have to figure out. What is this kharaja? So verb is, in English, maybe you guys can tell me, what do you know about verbs so far from learning them in school, English verbs? In Arabic, they're actually easier. I'll tell you that. They're easier. You guys will like them a lot because they're going to be very easy to make, and you guys, inshallah, won't have some problem with it. So a verb is an action, something that you do. It's an action. Let's say, you guys can give me an example of one. Any example you can think of. It's some kind of action. There's hundreds and hundreds of actions you can do. There's, you can talk, you can listen, you can learn, you can teach. All of these are verbs. But in Arabic, okay, so they're an action. There's also a second part to it. And the second part is a bit hidden in Arabic, but it has to be there for the verb. And let's think about it. Can I make a sentence in English just talk? So something talk or something eat. Just the word by itself. It doesn't really make much sense, right? You're thinking, who is doing the action? Who is doing this action? You need something like she eats, or he eats, or I eat, or I talk, she talks, we talk, right? We need someone who is doing the action, someone who is performing the action. So in Arabic, we have to have these two. So we have to have, let's call it the doer of the action. The doer. So doer means the person who's doing the action. So let's say I said, you guys are learning so well. Who is doing the learning? You guys are. So all of you in the class, you guys are the ones who are learning well. You are the doer of the action. You guys all of you. Every single one of you. Okay, so there has to be this doer in the action, for the action. We have to have both of these components. We have to have both for the verb. Okay, so now you guys are probably thinking that I've already forgotten the sentence so far. So this is what we know so far. We have to have an action and we have to have a doer. Let's read the sentence again. So the person asks, Aina abuka? And Hisham answers, Kharaja minal baiti. Kharaja minal baiti. Okay, I'll tell you that the word kharaj means, the verb is to leave. Like to go somewhere, to leave. Like I leave from my house to the masjid. I leave from my house to the school. So it's to leave somewhere. But is this a verb? Is this an okay thing to do? Just say to leave from the house. No, it's not. We need someone to do the leaving. We need someone who's leaving. Who is leaving in this? I want you to think. Give me one answer. When the person asked, Aina abuka, where is your father? And Hisham answered, Kharaja min al bayti. Who do you think is doing the leaving from the house? Who is he answering for? Who is he talking about? Let's see. He's talking about his father. Good. He's talking about his father. So his father is the doer of the action. So let's say this is to leave is our action. So number one, we have our action. Number two, we have our doer is the father. Okay, the father. What's the pronoun for father? If we wanted to talk about let's say I wanted to say my dad is working, or my dad is in the car. What kind of pronoun do I use for my dad? Or abuka is the person that Hisham is being asked about. So Hisham would say abi. This abi is he. Good. So he. It's a male pronoun. Good. He is the male pronoun. So who is the doer of the action? It's he. So how can we translate this? Kharaja min al bayti. Can you guys figure it out yourself? Can you make the full sentence in English. Kharaja min al-bayti. I told you the action is to leave, kharaj, and the doer is the father. So in English, we can say, he left. He left. Kharaja. So mashallah, you guys just made your first Arabic verb. He left min al-bayti. Kharaja min al-bayti. So whenever you want to say he left, remember the action is leaving and the doer is he. That's very important. You have to have a pronoun. Now my question is, how come I don't see the word he in the sentence kharaja min al-bayti? How come I don't see the word he? This is something maybe you guys can kind of guess. It's an easy guess. Why do you think that there is no he word? Why do I not need the huwa? How come I just knew that it had to be he? Because it's understood. It's hidden inside the word kharaja. It's hidden. So there's always, this doer can sometimes be hidden in the verb. So kharaja, it was hidden, but the word kharaja, whoever is doing this kharaja is a male. It's always going to be he for kharaja. If we wanted to say she left, if we wanted to say I left, or we left, it's going to be a different word. And inshallah, we're going to learn the rules. How do we make a verb different? So far, let's just focus on he left. Kharaja min al-bayti. Okay, so this is just very basic. Inshallah, you guys will learn all these different rules. Next, let's try to see the next question. And maybe we can figure out something else. Aina dhahaba? Aina dhahaba? Okay, yeah. Again, we see a new word. But the new word, let's just leave it for a second. Aina, we know, let's say. Okay, good. Aina, you guys know is the where question. And now I just want you guys to see, just to guess, just so that you guys have some practice figuring things out yourself. Someone asked, where is your father? Hisham answered, he left from the house. He's gone from the house. He left. He walked out the door. And the next person asked, where blank? What do you think he's going to ask? What do you think he's going to ask if you just said that your father left the house? He left from the house. Kharaja min al-bayti. He's not here anymore. They're going to ask, where did he go? Aina dhahaba? Where did he go? And what do you hear in English? He go. What kind of word is he go in English? Is it a noun? Is it a describing word? Go is a verb. So we see another verb in here. So Aina dhahaba? Where did he go? Okay, the did part is just like is before. In English we need it, in Arabic we don't. It's just kind of implied understood, just to make the sentence make sense. Where did he go? So it's in the past. Where did he go? Aina dhahaba? Where did he go? So he left, and now you ask, where did he go? And what kind of word is dhahaba? It's the same as kharaja. Same kind of word. It's a verb. Dhahaba. Just like kharaja. Do you guys hear a little pattern in there? We won't go so far into the pattern because we're just getting an introduction today. But do you hear a little pattern? Kharaja, dhahaba. There's going to be some very similar patterns, and it's going to be very easy, inshallah, for you guys to learn. So, aina dhahaba? Where did he go? Dhahaba. Now I'm going to ask you the same two questions. What is the action? And who is the doer? What's the implied hidden pronoun? So remember, this doer, there needs to be some kind of pronoun in it. There needs to be a he or a she or an I, right? I'm doing the action, she's doing the action. These are all pronouns. So the pronoun in this one, dhahaba. What is the pronoun? The pronoun is he. This he. So it's in the form of huwa. It's huwa's dhamir. Dhahaba, you're saying that, someone went, he went. Just like huwa, he went. So third person male. You guys can think of it like that. It's a male person, he's not here with you. So it's he, just like huwa. Where did he go? Aina dhahaba. Where did he go? Okay, so again we see that there's the doer of the action, and then there's the verb. The verb is go, right? Dhahaba is go. Okay, so I think you guys can pick up on this pretty fast, right? You guys now know what kharaja is and dhahaba is. They're two verbs. Let's read the next one. Dhahaba ila suq. Dhahaba ila suq. So now we have an answer. Aina dhahaba? Dhahaba ila suq. What do you guys think that means? What do you think that means in English? Okay, this is a bit tricky because in English it sounds weird. So, like the verb sounds weird. So let's just think. Dhahaba ila suq. You're going to say something like he went to the market, right? It's not he go to the market, it's he went to the market. But I think you guys can figure that out, right? He went. It's the same action, right? The action is the same. You're going somewhere. But since it's in the past, we say he went. So don't let that confuse you. If there's any bit of confusion about that, just go ahead and ask. Inshallah, we can go over it in groups or next week, inshallah. But just think that the action is going somewhere. The person is he, and you have to say in English, he went, right? He went ila suq, to the market. Good. So now this seems very easy, right? Ila suq, to the market. You guys can figure out, right, there's a kasra at the end of suq, ila suq, because ila is one of those words. One of those words, right? The words that cause the kasra. Ila suq, to the market. Okay, so I hope this isn't confusing too much, right? We're just going to focus on making these verbs. Dhahaba ila suq. He went to the market. Is the answer to Aina dhahaba? Where did he go? So where did he go to? You're not going to say where he went. I know that in English it sounds weird, but the action is going. Maybe that's easier. Action is going for dhahaba. Action, going. And then depending on our doer, we're going to make the verb different. So going is dhahaba. So you guys can write that down as a new vocab word that you learned along with kharaja. Dhahaba is he went. Okay. Let's see. What is next? Let's keep a little bit up here so you guys have some notes. The next question is, wa aina akhuka? Wa aina akhuka? So the next question is very easy. You guys know this one off the top of your head. I don't think we have to go over this. Wa aina akhuka, and where is akhuka? Your brother. Good, your brother. I'll abbreviate your brother. This is an easy one, right? We have our pronoun in there. We're 100% good. Our pronoun is replacing Hisham, right? We're still talking to Hisham. And Hisham's going to answer, Dhahaba ilal masjidi. Dhahaba ilal masjidi. Okay. So again, we have the same thing. And this is going to be easy so far. Let's see if you guys can translate this for me. Dhahaba ilal masjidi. means same thing as before. Just like ذهب إلى السوق, ذهب إلى المسجد, he went إلى السوق, or إلى المسجد in this one, to the masjid. So now his father is in the market, his brother's in the masjid. We now have our verbs. Now we can talk about what people are doing. His brother went to the masjid. ذهب إلى المسجد. Before we go to the next question, I want to make a chart. Because so far I think we kind of get what these verbs are doing, right? There's an action to them. There's a pronoun behind them. There's someone who's doing the action, right? He went. What is this he replacing in this one? ذهب إلى المسجد. Who is the he? This is just like when we were asking who is the huwa. Who is the he? Who is the huwa that's doing the action? It's Hisham's brother. Good. I'm going to write that down because that's very important. Who is doing this action? Hisham's brother. It's not Hisham's father. Hisham's father was going to the, he went to the market. Hisham's brother is going to the masjid. So they have the same verb for them, ذهب, ذهب, because they're both he's. But just keep in mind who is doing this action. It's just like what we did with huwa. Okay, so I'm going to make a chart of the verb to go. Right, to go is this dhahaba one. So to go over here, and I'm going to have the pronoun on the other side, the pronoun that matches with the verb. So write this down because this will help clear up what's going on, especially in the next part. So to go, the first thing we've seen with to go is dhahaba. Dhahaba. What's the pronoun that goes with this? We have a couple pronoun options. We have ana, we have anta, anti, and we have huwa, hiya. Which one goes with dhahaba? Which one goes with he went? Who's the doer of the action? If we had to give a pronoun for the doer of the action, what category does he go under? He goes under male. Good, male is one. And he goes under third person. He's not with you right now. He's absent. It's huwa. He's somewhere, he's in the masjid, he's in the market. We're talking about him. So huwa is our pronoun for this person. Okay, so this is our box number 1. Let's see if we can get something else. Our next question. So keep that on the side. We're going to fill it in later. Our next question is, وَأَيْنَ أُخْتُكَ يَا هِشَامْ? وَأَيْنَ أُخْتُكَ يَا هِشَامْ? Another simple question, okay? Simple question. وَأَيْنَ أُخْتُكَ? Slightly different. What's different about it this time? وَأَيْنَ أُخْتُكَ means, and where is, let's see. I want a lot of you guys to respond. وَأَيْنَ أُخْتُكَ, and where is your sister? Good, sister. Where is your sister, Hisham? Where is your sister? Before we were asking about his father and brother, now we're asking about a female. We're asking about ukhtun. Ukhtuka, your sister. Okay, let's see what Hisham has to say about his sister. ذهبت إلى المدرسة. ذهبت إلى المدرسة. Very similar to the first one. What do you guys think this means? So someone asked, where is your sister? Hisham answers, ذهبت إلى المدرسة. So we can fill out the next part. We can fill out the second half of the sentence. إلى, to the school. We can fill out this part. What do you guys think ذهبت means? You guys should be very familiar with all of these big themes, right? Big themes in Arabic, male, female. Yeah, that's one that we're solid with now, right? We know هذا هذه هو هي. Now we have she went. ذهب ذهبت. He went, she went. Okay, so I'm going to repeat it because this is a bit confusing. Before we had a male, we were talking about Hisham's brother. We were talking about Hisham's father. So we said he went. Our doer was male. This time we want to talk about a female, Hisham's sister. We want to say the doer is female. We want to say she went. We want to say the she part. It's no longer he went. So what kind of damir is hidden in dhahabat? Which damir? Ana, anta, anti, huwa, hiya. Which damir is hidden in our verb? I want all of you guys to think about this and answer. Even if it's a wrong answer, I'm still going to read it. I'm still going to, I still want all of you guys to try. Which damir is hidden in dhahabat? It's hiya. It's our hiya pronoun. She. So in every verb, there's a hidden pronoun. There's someone who's doing this action. We don't have to say it. It's just a pronoun. We're going to replace it, and it's going to be hidden inside. Dhahabat is our verb to go for hiya. Dhahabat. It's very similar to dhahaba. What's the difference? It has a ta at the end. So it has a ta with the sukoon on top. Dhahabat. So just like we had dhahaba, now we have dhahabat. So we're inshallah going to learn these rules as well soon. We're going to learn that most verbs are going to sound like dhahaba, kharaja, fa'ala. For males, he went, and for hiya, they're going to sound like, they're going to have a ta at the end. They're going to sound like dhahabat. So that's a little quick introduction. Inshallah, we're going to have lots of practice with this, with these verbs. Okay, so our last question. وَأَيْنَ أُمُّكَ وَأَيْنَ أُمُّكَ. So simple question. And where is Aina? Where? Ummuka? Your mother. So again, let me think. What kind of word is ummuka? What kind of verb is, or what kind of word? Male or female? It's your mother, so it's female. Good. So ummuka, female. So when we talk about her, we want to use female words. We want to use female verbs. We want to use pronouns that are all female. Okay, let's read the answer and let's read what's up with the verb that we're going to see. ذهبت إلى الطبيبة. ذهبت إلى الطبيبة. Okay, let's focus on ذهبت first. So let's look at ذهبت. ذهبت is, in English, we can translate it as she went. Okay, component 1. Let's look at this word, dhahabat. It has what at the end of it? It has a ta. This ta with the sukoon on it. This ta with the sukoon, let's draw an arrow. It's telling us what? There's a female she. The doer of this action is female. This is telling us, it's adding on, just like when we had ta marbuta at the end of a noun, right? When we added tabibun to tabibatun, mudarrisun to mudarrisatun. That's telling us that ta is for female. Just like that, we have our verbs. We had dhahaba before for male. Now we have dhahabat. We have this ta with the sukoon. This ta with the sukoon is the sign that this verb is for a female. So I want you to write that down. Let's write the rule down on the side underneath our chart. So this dhahabat. You know what? Let's take a different color and we'll split up the verb into two parts. Part number one, dhahaba. So this is the go, right? This is like, what is the verb? It's go. The second part, this ta, is for female. This ta is for female. So instead of dhahaba, dhahaba would just be he. Dhahabat is female. Just like mudarrisun is a male teacher, mudarrisatun is a female teacher. Okay, dhahabat. She went. Our hidden doer of the action is female. Hiya, she. And who is this replacing? Let's be very clear. Who is doing the action of going? Where is this person going? Who is the person that's going somewhere? Or went somewhere? Actually, that's a better thing. Who went somewhere? It's the mother. Hisham's mother. Ila tabibati, to at-tabibati, the doctor. Okay, so a long lesson. Lots of things that we learned. But inshallah, I think you guys can practice it and figure it out. So just as a review, we went over ila and min. We went over those two extra kasra giving words, just like fi, ala, ila, and min. And we also went over some verbs. Okay, so what I want you to do, just so that you have lots and lots of practice with these two things, flip to the 2 pages after this. There's exercise 3 at the top and exercise 4 underneath that. These are going to give you practice with this. So I'll circle them, 3 and 4. In exercise 3, the directions are to read all of the words that come and mark their haraka. So you're going to mark if this has a dhamma. Maybe this has a tanween on it. I don't know. Maybe this has a kasra. Maybe this has anything else you guys can think of. Maybe it has a sukoon. So read all of them. Al-masjid, min al-masjid, you know, all of these words, and write the missing haraka. Write the last haraka. And I think you guys you've done this before, so it'll be easy for you guys, inshallah. So exercise 4. Exercise 4 is fill in the blank. With your 2 options, dhahaba and dhahabat. 2 options. 2 different, what's the difference between dhahaba and dhahabat? Is it the action that's different, or is it the doer that's different? It is the doer that's different. So in this exercise, you have to think about who is doing the action. Who is doing the action? Who is the doer? And then based on your answer, if the answer is male, if the answer is female, you're going to choose one of them. That's going to be your choosing criteria. Dhahaba or dhahabat. So inshallah, that's your homework. Inshallah, we'll review it in groups next Saturday. I hope it's clear to you guys. Just practice with it for now. This is a lot of stuff, right? A lot of things we covered today. But inshallah, you guys will figure it out. Okay, so we'll conclude now. Jazakallah khair, all of you. We'll say the dua and we'll finish. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.